Day 7. Friday, the 24th of November.
Against the purple sky of the seventh dawn in the Frankfurt Trench, the sentries were awed by a foreboding spectacle. Fresh German troops were entering the sector. Their bucket-shaped helmets in a long procession bobbed up and down in black silhouette over the communication trench against the paling sky.
This is how the battalion history describes the first sights of the penultimate day of the defence of Frankfurt Trench. If the surviving defenders had been under any illusions that an escape might still be possible, such notions would have died then and there. Before long, someone approached the trench carrying a white flag. Not a German, but a British soldier of the 2nd Inniskilling Fusiliers, who had presumably been captured during the relief attempt the day before. He carried a message from the German commander. The battalion history relates.
The purport of this document was that if the garrison threw in their hand, the German commander assured them of good treatment. If they didn't, he added menacingly, then he would come over in staggering force, and they could take what was coming to them.
The choice was simple: surrender or die. The men in Frankfurt Trench had more than done their duty. They could not have been criticised for taking the opportunity of a dignified escape that was now offered them. Whether they agonised over the decision or decided immediately how to respond, we do not know. But a decision was made. They would ignore the ultimatum and defend the trench to the last. No response was sent back to the Germans, the man of the Inniskillings choosing to remain with his countrymen and join them in their last stand rather than return to captivity. After a short while, the Germans ascertained the meaning of the silence and shattered it with heavy shelling. Sergeant George Lee, who had done so much to raise the morale of the men over the past week, ran to the parapet to watch for the attack they believed would follow. As he stood watch, he was killed by a piece of shrapnel. His last words were,
"No surrender, boys."
The bombardment eventually abated and the attack that Lee had watched for did not follow. Night fell without further incident. The only water that could be found was so stinking and filthy that the corporal in charge of the wounded refused to give it to his patients, and those that did drink it fell hideously ill as a result. Most men chose to go without. They shivered in the dark, exhausted but unable to sleep, with aching limbs, dry mouths and empty stomachs, waiting for the promised attack that would inevitably destroy them. It would come on the 8th day.